Hey, First United Methodist, it's Pastor Shannon here with our weekly update for February 27th. Well, we are well into the season of Lent, and this Lent, as you have already heard, we are studying the Gospel of Mark. I'm encouraging us all to read through the book of Mark together. It's only 16 chapters, and if you're tracking along with the church, this week we are reading chapters 4, 5, and 6. And also in our study of Mark, we are asking this question about who Jesus is, this question of Jesus's identity and the different roles that he plays. And you read through Mark, this question keeps coming up again and again. Who do you say I am? So the first week of Lent, we talked about how Jesus is someone who calls disciples to follow him. And this past Sunday, we talked about how Jesus is a healer. Now, as a pastor, I often get a little bit squeamish whenever people talk about divine healing or miraculous healing, just because I think we're all had experiences where a pastor or maybe a televangelist or some other person claim to have the ability to heal us, to cure us. And a lot of times it gets connected to faith. Well, if you aren't healed, then you just didn't have enough faith. But most of us know that healing doesn't work that way, that yes, Jesus is our healer, but often healing comes through other means, through doctors and medicine, through various treatments. I mean, we'd all love to have an instant miracle cure for cancer or AIDS, migraines. I suffer from migraines, but most of the time healing is a slow and painful process, and it takes a long time. And that's what we talked about on Sunday, that there is a difference between healing and curing. And while we all want curing, healing is what we are called to as Christians. Entering into one another's lives, getting involved in the messiness of other people's pain and saying, I'm here with you. Just as Jesus got involved with people, touched them, and had compassion on them. One of the things that's really helped me shape my understanding of Jesus as healer is this book called Love Heals by Becca Stevens. Becca Stevens is a pastor too. She is an Episcopal priest based out of Nashville, and she has founded this organization called Thistle Farms. And Thistle Farms works with women who have been in prostitution or sex trafficking, who have been abused or somehow, perhaps criminally convicted. And she works with them towards wholeness and healing to get them off the streets and back into society. But she has really shaped my understanding of healing because she talks about how healing happens through many different ways. Healing happens when we connect with God and creation and nature. Healing happens through daily rituals like sitting and drinking a cup of tea or reading scripture or praying the Psalms. Healing comes even in the midst of our grief. So I've really enjoyed reading this book. It's a pretty easy read. I just read a couple pages every day. That's what I've been using as my daily devotions these last few weeks. And I wanted to share it with you because I always like to let you know about what I'm learning and what God is sharing with me. So this Sunday, we continue in our series on Mark as we talk about Jesus as teacher and what his teachings mean to us today. So I hope to see you then.